What's up, you guys? What's up? Welcome back to my channel. So I said I would come back on. I wasn't lying. I went ahead and took a shower. The kids are playing in the room over, next room over. Ashlyn's over here playing with Nate. And so I wanted to come on here and share some real life stories, y'all. Real life stories of an addict. Now, I have a hell of a lot of story times on my channel, you guys. And a lot. You just got to go to the playlist that's labeled Addict Stories. But I had somebody comment, King Dawn commented and said, I really like your channel, but I would like it if you talk about real stuff, real life stuff. So, King Dawn, this is for you, homie. So, the reason I do a lot of meetings, you guys, that are solution-based is because, and I try to talk about getting sober and staying sober, is because we all know what it was like to be out there in that madness, okay? We all know what it was like to be struggling, suffering, homeless, shooting dope every day, right? So it's like kind of like singing to the choir whenever I'm telling you guys these stories, because you guys have been there, okay? But I know that they're funny sometimes and they're interesting, so I'll go ahead and, make y'all happy today. So, look, we're going to go way back. We're going to rewind way back to when before Nathaniel was born, okay? Before Nathaniel was born. And I'm going to share with you guys. Let me get my hair up here. There we go. Okay, my hair's just too long, you guys. I got to get trimmed because I'm not going to wear it down because it's just so damn long. It's like, it suffocates me. Okay, so always remember, you guys, if you're easily triggered, don't watch videos about addiction story times, okay? Just don't do it. Don't torture yourself like that. All right, with that being said, that's my little disclaimer. If you're sensitive to using stories or stories about drugs and alcohol, needles, crimes, sex, that elite craziness, click out the video now. Okay, I don't want to hear no commenting, all right, about being triggered. Now let's get this show on the road. So, back in my day, I used to be a little hot mama. I'm still cute, but back in my day, you couldn't shake a stick at me, and I knew it. Back in my day, I literally, y'all, I'm telling you, I would close the club down. And that's how it all started out for me, you guys. So when I was about 17 years old, hey, Bonnie. Okay, so when I was about 17 years old, you guys, I started hanging out with my three girls, okay? We were the three musketeers. Sonia, Miranda, and me, Nicole. I'm the third wheel. I'm the third person. And me and Sonia and these girls, I'm still friends with them to this day. Like, in fact, Miranda reached out to me on Instagram and she was like, I hadn't seen you on Facebook and I was so worried about you. And I'm like, girl, I'm still sober. I'm doing my thing. And she's like, yay. And Miranda ended up going to college, you guys, to be I think she's a child psychologist or psychiatrist. Like, she really made something of herself. And Sonia ended up becoming a lawyer. So anyway, but when we were younger, the three of us, we were young, pretty, and ready to party. And we knew that. So let me set the tone for you. So you got me. I'm Mexican Italian. I was about 125 pounds. Nice boobies, nice body. I knew I was hot. Y'all. Okay? I'm just going to say it 5 more times. I knew I was hot. Sonia was like half Mexican, half Puerto Rican, and some kind of Asian because she had slanted eyes and the longest, darkest black hair you have ever seen. Her hair was down to her butt when I met her, when we started hanging out. And she had the slanted Asian eyes, but not too tight. But you could tell that she wasn't just like Mexican. She was like some kind of Asian mixed in. And then Miranda, She was our white girl. She was our token white girl. Miranda was like 6 foot though. She was so much taller than me and Sonia. So you had me and Sonia, and then Miranda had pretty long brown hair, but she would always get these blonde highlights in it, okay? We all had big boobies. But so you had Miranda, then Mommy. Sonia, then me. I was like the shortest one, Mommy. Always. Yeah.
Ashlyn has to go poop.
Okay, we'll let her go poo-poo downstairs. Tell her, downstairs. Downstairs, Ashlyn! So, Ashlyn has to go poop. So, we were like the 3 musketeers, you know, tall, middle, and then I was the shortest one. I was always the shortest one, you guys, because I'm about 5'4", 5'3¼ okay? Okay, so we used to love frequenting this club called Club 5101. Hey, Club 5101 had just opened. It was in the center of Hot Springs, Arkansas. I live in Little Rock now. In the center of Hot Springs, Arkansas. And the way that clubs were, you guys, is like, you could get in if you were 18, right? But you could not drink. That's how it used to be. Here is like you could get in and dance and like kick it. But once you got in, if you were 18, that you couldn't get drinks from the bartender. And if you got caught inside drinking, they would kick you out, right? Don't you know? We didn't give a damn. We did not give a damn. Every time we would go to Club 5101, we would go and we would buy these fucking, what is this size? Like a pint, maybe? A pint of E&J VSOP. It's like a brown brandy, okay? And Mountain Dew. And we would down, each of us had a bottle, y'all. We would down this whole bottle of E&J VSOP and then slug this Mountain Dew behind it, okay? It was so crazy, you guys. It was crazy. So literally, after you get in the club and you've been dancing for about 5 minutes, that alcohol starts kicking and you're like fucked up. I mean, I would be so drunk some nights, you guys. I don't even know how I was standing on my 2 feet. Okay? I mean, it was out of control. And we would go in there and we would dance and we would dance. And by the time I would leave the club at night, you guys, I was grabbing people's drinks off the tables, drinking other people's drinks. One night we went in there and they wouldn't let us in. And I was already drunk because I had slammed that VSOP. And we got into it with the bouncers outside of Club 5101. And I kicked the damn door, y'all. And all I remember is this glass door going You know how when a rock hits your windshield and it like goes all around, but it didn't fall out. It just like shattered, you know? And I was like, I'm going to jail. I'm going to motherfucking jail tonight. And I was like 17 and a half, maybe. So we ran and got in my car, right? I always had my car. I don't know why I thought it was okay to drink and drive. Again, you guys, like, I don't do these things anymore. This is from my past, okay? I would never do this today, and I know how irresponsible it is. But when I was younger, I thought I drove better when I was drunk. Because I'm such a slow driver now. When I'm sober, I'm very aware of everything, and I'm overly afraid of other people hitting me. Hey, what's up, the mole? I'm so glad you're here. I usually talk about recovery, but I'm giving you guys some real life experience right now. So you guys, we jumped in the car and I'm driving and we speed off, right? We go, I don't know how many times, you guys, I've had to jump in the car and speed off and like get away because I was going to go to jail. That's the first time I ever like got into an altercation outside of a bar and like almost went my ass to jail, you know? That happened again, though, with me and Neil. One night when we were still using and drinking, we went to this party with my friend Leanne, and Neil got mad and punched the door, and the same thing. And we ran and got in his truck and drove off. We were so crazy, you guys. So that night, this night in particular, I want to tell you guys a story with me, Sonia, and Miranda, because I went over to my friend Addison's house, this guy that we all hung out with. And we went over there and he had like a liter of that VSOP in the freezer, right? It was real cold. And we had been at the club dancing and we had to escape. So we went over to his house. And you guys, my friends, we still talk about this, you guys, to this day, because I almost died. Like, that's how bad it was. Sorry, that's my dog under the cover. I drank so much liquor this night, I almost died of alcohol poisoning. So, you guys, it was so crazy. So we went over to Addison's house, and you guys know how it is when it's like guys and girls. Like, we're hooking up, we're kicking it, we're making out on the bed, we're doing this, we're dancing, we got the rap music on, you know, we're taking our clothes off, we're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, okay? We are getting down with the get down. And Addison pulls out that big ass fucking liter of VSOP. And you guys, I don't know what it was, but I always wanted to be like the drunkest. I always wanted to like trump everybody and everything. So I run over there and I grab this gallon of jug of VSOP, right? And I just start slugging it, you guys. And that's the last thing I remember. That's the last thing I remember is blacking out. After that, they said that I was sitting on the stool, and they've all told me this story like a million times. I was sitting on the stool, and the way Addison's house was set up is the stool was like at a bar, okay? And then right here he had that, you know, those holders that hold the knives, right? Well, for some reason, I'm sitting at the bar, they said, and I pulled out this knife, and I was playing like, I'll fuck you up. And then the next thing you know, they said I just went boom and passed out on the bar, face first with this knife in my hand. So, of course, and you guys got to remember, I was little. I was like 120 pounds. They all picked me up and carried me over there to the bedroom and laid me in Addison's bed. And I was probably about to die. And then the next thing I know, they said I was just started violently hurling all over this room. And this is so embarrassing for me, you guys, because like I never wanted people to like, I never wanted to be like that. That's exactly what they said, Lisa. They were like, girl, you could have stabbed your face, your eye out, right? And so I threw up all over Addison's bed. I mean, everywhere, you guys. And then the next morning, this is what I woke up to. I woke up being carried out of his house, put in the back seat of the car. Then the next thing I know, I woke up in my friend's house. Sonia's house, Sonia's mom's house. And Sonia's mom was the kind of lady, like, as long as we came home and we were doing things at her house, then it was okay. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't like my parents. My parents were not having that shit. And so we got over to Sonia's house, and that next, y'all, for 2 days, I was so sick. I thought I was going to die for real. That's how bad it was. I mean, I don't even know how I'm alive, right? It was horrible. Well, that's that story. Let me tell you the story about, this is the first time, like, how many of you guys, when you would get fucked up, you would, like, hook up with girls? I was one of those girls. When I would get fucked up, I always wanted to hook up with my friends. And it's so embarrassing. Bye, Reaper. It's like, yes, I did that. I don't know what it is, but, and I had hot friends. So, I mean, why not, right? You guys, we have all done it. Don't act like you haven't done it. Girls, if you haven't, then you haven't partied. Thanks, Haunted by the Truth. Thank you. So, one night, we were over at my friend Sonia's house. Same girl, long black hair, so pretty. Her mom was, I loved her mom. Her mom's name was Jan. And her mom worked at the deli bakery at the grocery store down the street from my parents' house. So, like, I could always go in there and get a sausage biscuit, you know, and just, like, you know, like, she was just cool. Well, at her house, we were all hanging out, and this was a crazy night, you guys. Like, we were always either drinking or had cocaine. At this time, when I was like 17, 18 years old, I was heavy into like snorting cocaine. For some reason, cocaine was just always readily available to me. I hung out with a lot of guys who dealed cocaine, so they would give me cocaine for free. Okay? They would just give it to you. You know how it is. When you're a dude and you got drugs and you got hot chicks around you, you're going to give the chicks the drugs. Okay? Because whenever I get on drugs, I'll do anything, okay? And that's how it was, even from an early age, you guys. Like, I'm 37 now. And I kicked it until I was 32. I didn't get sober until I was 32, okay? And so these dudes would just give me rails, y'all, rails. I remember one night, let me tell y'all this story first, and then we're going to go into this next story. So we're at Sonia's house. It was me, Sonia, and Miranda, as usual, the threesome, right? And this night, my friend Alan came over, and my friend Matt, and then who else came over? These were like guys from my high school, you guys. And we all grew up from kindergarten to 12th grade. We graduated together. So we all knew each other. Our parents knew each other. Like, we all like grew up together. So that's why this made this extra crazy. So we were all kicking it. We're doing lines. We're drinking. We're smoking lots of loud, like good weed. Not some bullshit ass fucking Reggie. I'm talking like good ganja, okay? Like fire ass bud. And we're getting fucked up. Well, Tammy, do you guys remember Tammy from my story time about the first time I ever shot up methamphetamine? Tammy came over. And me and Tammy, we have a long past with hooking up with each other. So Tammy came over, and that just added that tension into the group, because she's like really cute, and I like really liked her for some reason. I don't know what it was, you guys, but like I really always liked her. Well, somehow we all ended up in the bathroom with the shower on. Okay. Yes, banging meth, that's how it was. I hadn't started banging meth yet at this time, but that's what I'm going to kind of go into later. I'll tell you guys a story. It was y'all, my drug addiction, like I tell you guys, addiction is a progressive illness. It gets worse, never better. My addiction always progressed. You know, I might have started out just drinking alcohol, then I moved to cocaine, then I moved to smoking meth, then I moved to snorting meth, then I moved to shooting meth, then I moved to shooting Roxy's. Like, it just went up and up and up as I continued my drug addiction. So, you know, like, and I hope you guys understand, like, I'm not trying to make light of it. It's not cool. It's not fun. But at the time, it was. You know what I mean? Like, I can look back on my past and I can laugh now because I'm not there anymore. But when I was in it, like, this was the beginning years of my addiction. When I was 17 years old, 18 years old, 19 years old, I hadn't really, like, gotten to the point I was when I got older, you know? It was still fun and games. So we migrated into the bathroom, you guys, and the next thing I know, Tammy's in the bathtub naked. And y'all already know. So we went there that night. But the funny thing about it is, Matt, my friend Matt, was so crazy. You guys got to remember, we grew up with these kids. He gets in the bathtub too and turns on the shower and starts ripping his clothes off, right? And we're all like, Matt, what are you doing? And so me and Tammy jumped out of the bathtub and ran because it was like, no, dude, let us do our thing. We don't want to hook up with you. We're hooking up with each other. You know what I'm saying? And that always happened, like, with some awkward ass dude. Dudes, if you're listening to this video and you're in this situation, let the girls do what they want to do, right? Let them do what they want to do. If they want you in it, they'll invite you, okay? So, I don't know. That was just the funniest situation I can remember, and I fucking will never forget it. And let me tell you guys this. My friend Matt ended up calling me, like, a year ago, and he was like, I saw your videos and I want to get sober. And you guys, it was the most touching, amazing conversation I've had with anybody from my past in a long time. And we cried together, and I talked to him and told him, you know, you can do this. He ended up becoming a full-fledged alcoholic, like having to wake up in the morning and drink, going to bed at night and drinking. I mean, he just said it. He said, alcohol is my master. It makes all my decisions. And his dad was an alcoholic, so it kind of ran in the family, you know? And so hearing from him after all those years, it was crazy because he had saw my videos, you know, from the shower to recovery. You guys, and I have many, many more stories with my friend Matt, because me and Matt, we got down low together. Like, we started smoking crack together. We got bad, and we would just hang out. Like, we wouldn't hook up. We were hanging out, just getting fucked up together. And that's, once I got real bad on drugs, that's how I was. I would just be kicking it. Like, I was just there for the drugs. Okay? Once I learned that I can let all the young girls do that, like, hooking up stuff. I'm just here to get high. Like, I was a seasoned veteran, you know what I mean? But when you first are starting out and you're a woman, you feel like you need to, like, put out or, like, do things for people so they'll do things for you. But once I realized that I didn't have to do that, I stopped. You know what I'm saying? And I would just, like, bring my own money, or, because I really, once I got older, I worked a job, and when I would lose my jobs, you guys, I always had a hustle. I always could hustle up money to get drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did what I had to do to get money. Now, there would be, like, exceptions to the rule where maybe the guy that had the drugs was hot, and I didn't mind hooking up with him. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, I would just, like, hustle up some money, you know? Steal something, sell it, trade something, all that kind of stuff. And so it was just a progression. Like I said, it was a progression. And the older you get, y'all, the more, like, for me, I got grimy and I didn't care. Like, that's how I caught hepatitis C. I'm just going to be straight up with y'all. And I didn't care. I started just going around hanging out with people that, my mom always used to say the saying that when unequally yoked. So I would hang out with people who I had no business being around. We weren't even on the same, like, they were way worse off than I was. But I hung out with them because it made me feel better about me. And one night I went over to my friend Joe's apartment, right? Joe's apartment. And we were all over there. And this guy, Chris, I knew he had hepatitis C, you guys. I knew it. And I still used a rig after him because I just needed to get high that bad. Do you understand? And so I'm not proud of that at all. At all. Like, that's probably one of the hardest things for me to deal with, is that I gave my damn self hepatitis C. You know what I mean? Yes, that's what it was like, you guys. The worse it got, it's like the worse I got, the worst people I would hang out with, because I needed to be high 24/7, 7 days a week. And so when I went around people, if they weren't high, then I couldn't relate to them because I was always high. Do you understand? And so those are the kind of people I surrounded myself with.
You have to fight with her, and whoever gets a mallet hand wins.
Hey guys, go in your room and play, Nate. It's okay, I'm right here. So, okay. Now, what was I going to tell you guys next? Oh my God, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. These are just all little short stories of things that I remember. Oh, the guy with the cocaine. Okay. So I used to kick it with this guy. We call him Buck. I don't even know his real name. Well, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. But we're going to call him Buck because his real name is so different that y'all would end up finding him. So I was hanging out with this guy named Buck, black guy, real cool. He had a condo, dude. That's how rich this dude was from selling cocaine. Like, he had this big ass townhouse condo thing, and he was like my age. And so we would go over there, me, Sonia, and Miranda, and he would spell my whole name with cocaine. Nicole Marie DeMeo. And I'd snort that motherfucker up. You guys. And I would be so high on cocaine, you guys, that I would be in the bathroom. Listen to this. I was in the bathroom in between the wall and the toilet hiding because I swore to God the cops were outside of his house. I swore they were, you guys. They had to lure me out of that crevice with more cocaine. So many times. And that's before I started shooting. When I started shooting cocaine, y'all, when I started shooting up cocaine, I almost killed my damn self. That's what I did. I almost killed myself because I had no fucking sense. I just slam a half gram and fucking blow my heart in two, you know? And we call it crappie flopping. I don't know what you guys call it there, but it's when you shoot so much cocaine that you fall out because your heart just, you go, ah! And then you're like on the ground. Yeah. So, and that's how it sounds. It's like you're gasping for air because your heart skips about 77 beats. It's crazy. Or it doesn't skip them, but it just beats so fast that you can't even catch up with the beats. Okay? It's crazy. But I'll tell you this, you guys. Cocaine took me down fast. When I started shooting up cocaine, it took me to the point where I would go to my drug dealer and tell him I had no money. What do I need to do? Because I need the damn cocaine. That's how bad it was on cocaine. That's why I switched to methamphetamine, because methamphetamine lasted longer, and I didn't have to go in begging my dope dealer for more meth. I could do a shot of meth and be up for a week. You know? That's what we called it fish scales, because like when you would open up the baggie, it would have this like iridescent sparkle to the cocaine. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? It almost looked like, not glass, not like ice, but like an iridescent sparkle. And then when you put it in the spoon and put it with water, it would look like gas and water mixing. Like you would see that iridescent puddle in the spoon, and you knew you were fixing to be off into outer space. Outer space, y'all. And that's what would happen. Like I would go, and listen, you guys, like for real, I can laugh today because I'm not like that anymore. Please do not get it twisted. I would never in a million years risk my sobriety to go out and do any of those things again. I love my life today, and I don't have to shoot dope to change the way I feel. Like I'm happy being me, you know? Yeah, I got a few insecurities. Like I'm a chunk, you know, that bothers me a little bit. And I don't like it when people fucking talk about my kid. Like y'all know how I am about my family, little things like that. But like for the most part, I'm happy. Like I got a good life today. When I was doing those things, when I was shooting up cocaine and methamphetamine, the drug had its grasp on me. So I couldn't break out. You know what I'm talking about? And so that's why I don't go out and pick up today, because I know that if I do just one time, the drug will get its grasp on me again. You know what I'm saying? And I also think that if I was to go out and do those things today, I would probably kill myself. Because my little old heart can't take it no more. I'm too old. If I shot up dope today, y'all, I would die. Or I would go crazy. Hey Eli. I would go crazy if I did that today, because I don't got the mental faculties to do that shit anymore. When I was shooting dope like that, y'all, it messed up my mind. Now, if I go back to that, I start going crazy right after the first shot. There's no in between. I start hallucinating and seeing things that aren't there. I start thinking I'm dying. I start hyperventilating, calling 911 on myself. I called the cops on myself 4 times, y'all. 4 times. Called the police. They came over to see me. Took me in the emergency room twice. Sure did. I called the cops over to my house with a freaking house full of meth cooks, because I heard people out in the back and thought they were trying to break in. Oh my God. I will never live that down. Neil has a burn on his leg this big from sticking a meth pipe in his sock, and it burned his skin, y'all, because I called the cops over to the house, and they come boom, 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 boom. So it was just, those were crazy times, you guys. Like, anyway, that's my stories, real life stories for y'all. I got so many, it's hard to get them all organized, you know. But you guys don't got to live like that, okay? And we don't got to live like that today. So that's the good thing about recovery, is that we can look back on our past and we can share our experiences so other people don't have to go through it, you know? You know, it is funny. Like, I laugh at those things now because, y'all, I was a little hoe. I was a little hoe when I was on drugs. And like I said, I was a little manipulator, hooking up with everybody I could hook up with, get free drugs. So it is what it is, you know. Today I've got to live that way. And you don't either. Right. If you guys are struggling with, if you're struggling and you're in active addiction, all you got to do is reach out. Like, that's the thing. For the longest time, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that all I had to do was reach out for help. So don't feel like you're all alone. Calling the police on myself, you guys, like, one time I called the police on myself, and it was the scariest moment of my entire life because I was in a hallucination. I had been shooting up Roxy's and methamphetamine mixed together, and I called the police over to my friend Tara's house, right? So they come over to my friend Tara's house, and I'm across the street because she told me to get the fuck out of her house. So they come over, and I'm like talking to them. I'm saying, you see that? You see this? And they're like, oh shit. I was saying, how did you not get arrested when you called oh girl. You know what? God was with me. That's the only way I can explain it to you. That's the only way I can explain it to you, girl. Because, well, most of the time when I called the police on myself, I didn't have any drugs on me. I did them all. That's why I was calling the cops. Only one time I had drugs still, and that was when we were at this guy's house, and Neil had the pipe, and he stuck it down in his sock. Every other time, I'd already done all the drugs, and so I was tripping. That's why I called him, because I was hallucinating, you guys. I'm telling you. I would go on these benders for days, and I would go crazy. I would be walking out in the streets, swatting at stuff that wasn't there, screaming at people. I mean, that's why I don't understand how nobody ever seen me or stopped me or tried to help me. Because whenever I seen Ian on the side of the road, I went over there and grabbed him up. Yeah, it don't matter, y'all. You just keep up and get up and try again, because it is a hell of a drug. It will take you down through there. And listen, Eli, us Mexican people, I don't know what it is, but I feel like we search for stimulants. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's like we want that stimulant feeling, you know? I mean, I ended up changing to opiates, but like, I like it all. Let me not even lie to y'all. I like it all. You know, people who don't understand are cruel. Mexican American. It's just, you guys, I'm telling you, whenever you do that kind of shit, it just changes you in your brain chemistry. Like, that's what happened to me, is it started changing my brain chemistry, and I started reacting differently, right? Oh, listen to me. I was out there, y'all. I'm telling you something. I'd be sitting right in the dope man's lap. Sitting right in his lap. Yeah, you don't have to be ashamed, Avery. There ain't nothing to be ashamed of. And that's the thing, you guys. Like, nobody here on my channel is going to give you any shit. And I'm going to tell you something. If they do, I got so many moderators up in these comments, they'll be knocked the hell out of here. You know, if you don't have haters, you guys, then you're not doing anything right. Like, I got people over here, thumbs down in my videos, hating on me left and right, making videos about me. Come on with it. This mama right here, I'm living right today. So it's all good. You know what I mean? I can handle it today. If I wasn't living my life right, then it would be, you know, maybe I would be worried about it, but I'm not. Yeah, we love anybody. We love Mexican, black, white, Asian, Indian. I don't care what you are. Irish. I don't care. I was just raised up not to see color. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I've always been. S. Williams. I was sharing with everybody all my crazy dope stories. So you might have to go back. You'll get a chuckle, girl, because I know you can relate. That's why I don't mind telling you guys the stories, because I know a lot of you girls know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of these girls they don't understand because they didn't get down like we did, right? Because they didn't get into their addiction that far, right? But when you get down into your addiction far enough, you guys, there's nothing that's off limits. Nothing. Anything goes. Okay? Listen to me. I know that's right. If I had dope, I had anybody that wanted to be around me. And that's how it was, you guys. It's like we hang out with people who can benefit us when we're in active addiction. What's up, buddy?
Where's the red blue guy that goes with
I put him over there on the counter.
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay. I thought he was over there. But I love you guys. I just want y'all to know that. Don't be triggered by these story times, okay? They're just stories from my past. I'm past all that. You know, I've been living my life right today. I got my kids back. I got my life back. I got a job. I got a man. I got a house. Got dogs, 4 dogs. You know, we're doing the right thing today. So, anyway, story time is concluded. I love each and every one of you. If you're struggling, email me. My email is in the description and the About Me section. If you just want to talk, email me. And I love you guys, and I hope you have a great